With the increase in digital platforms, 2D, side-scrolling, Metroidvania, and roguelike independent games are now more mainstream on PC, portable systems, and the 8th generation of home consoles than ever before. Also becoming more commonly available physically at major retailers and limited release distributors like Limited Run Games and Super Rare Games is a great time seeing independent studios and small teams release beloved stories and worlds they've crafted. Among these games is one that has stood out since its initial release in 2015 and its most recent digital release on the Nintendo Switch in late 2019. How's it going, everyone? I'm Tazen and welcome to my must-try recommendation for Ori and the Blind Forest. Developed by Moon Studios and published by Microsoft Studios, Ori and the Blind Forest was released physically and digitally on Windows PC and Xbox One on the 11th of March 2015, followed by an enhanced definitive edition exactly 1 year later on the Xbox One, followed by the PC release a month after that. With several slight updates for the system, the game also later released digitally worldwide on the Nintendo Switch 4.5 years later on the 27th of September 2019. The game was the first to be released by the small independent video game development studio from Austria after becoming a Microsoft first-party developer in 2011. Ori and the Blind Forest was both written, directed and designed by Thomas Mahler, who is one of the co-founders of the studio. Gennady Korol, who is also the co-founder of the studio, served as both the producer and programmer for the game. Johannes Figelhuber created the amazing art for the game, and its beautiful music was composed by Gareth Choker. The first in its story, the game takes place in the large vibrant forest known as Nibble, with the mystical spirit tree found at the heart of it. Narrated by the voice of the spirit tree, the story revolves around the main protagonist Ori, who is one of the tree's white guardian spirits that fell from it as a newborn amidst the violent storm. Shortly afterwards, Ori was found by Naru, a large gentle creature who then took care of Ori. Due to a series of events, the forest begins to wither, which also causes its inhabitants to begin to starve and die. The effects of this cataclysm causes Ori to leave home on a journey to uncover the mysteries of what's causing the forest to wither and how Ori can save the forest and its inhabitants. Along the way, Ori encounters numerous spirits and a small orb-like being known as Sane, who accompanies Ori throughout the story to help restore the wind, water and warmth elements of the forest to bring balance back to Nibble. On this journey, Ori and Sane also come across several other creatures of the forest whose stories and very layered intentions also progressively unfold over this amazing story. This side-scrolling adventure Metroidvania is primarily platform-based, whereby Ori learns various unlockable jumping, climbing and dashing abilities to navigate and traverse different areas of the forest, both underground, above ground, in the air and underwater. You must traverse through many areas that require some degree of puzzle solving to discover, advance through and unlock new regions on a map. Furthermore, you must also navigate your way through several dungeons that provide great challenge primarily in its platforming. Along the way, you also encounter various save points known as spirit wells, in addition to being able to create your own temporary save points in most locations using expendable energy cells you gather throughout the game. You also gather various energy shards, health shards, spirit containers, and ability cells that have different life-saving and upgradable functions. Many types of enemies are found throughout the world, which are fought in real time using Ori and Sane's abilities. For example, Sane can shoot upgradable spirit flames to take out enemies, and as you defeat enemies, you gain enough experience to receive ability points, which then allow you to unlock and upgrade abilities on the spirit tree at any temporary or permanent save point. With 3 different branches, you can sequentially choose to upgrade abilities on any of them in the order that they are unlockable on each tree branch. The bottom branch, for example, encompasses offensive enhancements, the middle branch encompasses item pickup and exploration enhancements, and the top branch encompasses defense and survival enhancement abilities. They start off costing 1 ability point and eventually cost up to 3 ability points for more advanced abilities. All in all, the game takes between 7 to 10 hours to complete a single playthrough, and once completed, you return to the game right before the final boss fight, with all your progress up until that point intact. This allows you to then return to explore various hidden parts of the world to discover all the items, unlock all the abilities, and collect different platform-specific achievements. The game went on to become a critical and commercial success, selling enough on the Xbox One and PC to make a profit for Microsoft in its first week of release, and to make a profit for Moon Studios within a couple of weeks. It received scores across the industry, mostly upwards of 85%, and was also nominated for more than a dozen awards in 2015 and 2016. Some of these include the Best Audio and Xbox Game of the Year awards at the 2015 Golden Joystick Awards, followed by outstanding achievements in the categories of animation, art direction, and music composition at the 2016 DICE Awards. The studio itself also received the Best Debut Award at the 2016 Game Developers Choice Awards. The Definitive Edition, released 1 year later, also garnered an expansion of praised additions and quality of life updates, including new areas, mechanics, and artwork, and easy, hard, and one life difficulty, in addition to the ability to fast travel between the permanent Spirit Well save points. Furthermore, the digital Switch version also added HD rumble and upgraded the sprite animations from 30 to 60 frames per second, thereby now matching the sprite animations with the 60 frames per second that the game has always run at. Overall, the game has received various extras like a limited edition, an original soundtrack, and an additional soundtrack, to name a few. In 2017, Ori also became a playable fighter in the indie developed fighting game Rivals of Aether, and at the same year, a direct sequel called Ori and the Will of the Wisps was announced at E3, allowing this beautiful story, characters, and world to continue on in a new chapter. So there we have my recommendation for Ori and the Blind Forest. Again, this is a game that I think is incredibly beautiful, both from the story, the art, and the soundtrack. I think all of them come together as a beautiful trifecta, and the gameplay itself also creates something that is very immersive, challenging, but also very fun and fluid. Anyways, I'll leave it at that. Thank you so much for watching my recommendation. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope that you may get to try Ori and the Blind Forest after this, and then even from that, the sequel, Ori and the Will of the Wisps. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Hope you all enjoyed, and until next video, stay spot on.